Okay, guys, so I just went on vacation. I just got back, and I just have the travel bug. I couldn't go traveling last year because of COVID, and so this year I did get out and I went to Boonesboro, Maine, and it wasn't Boonesboro, Maine, Boonesboro, Maryland, for about 4 days. My original plans was to be there for a week, but after I made all the reservations and all of that, I received my wedding invitation to my nephew's wedding, and it was for the same week. So I cut my vacation short by a few days and came back for that. So when I got home, I was really excited, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was so fun to get out and travel again. And so it got my mind rolling on where do I want to go next? And there are several possibilities. And so my next adventure, I haven't decided exactly yet where I'm going. But I'm going to share, I think, three options that I'm thinking about. And just kind of let you know maybe later on which one I pick out. So my first option is when I went to Maryland, I also stopped by to see a coworker that used to work for me, and him and his partner. And me and Curtis was friends before he ever worked for me, and um, he lived in North Carolina. Now he lives in Martinsburg, West Virginia, and has him and his partner has bought a B&B and they're restoring it. And he has offered for me to come up and stay for well, as long as I want, really, a week or whatever. And it puts me at an opportunity that I can see more of that area because I really enjoyed that adventure. And so that is an option. The other option with that is that he is an hour outside of Washington, D.C., and I have not visited Washington, D.C. in many years. I think my son was probably 10, 12 years old when we were there the last time. So it has been at least 13 to 15 years since I have been. And so I've been wanting to go back. And the plus side to staying with Curtis and Fernando is that the commuter train is right near their home. It's just a few blocks from their home. So I could actually drive to his home, leave my car, and then catch the train back and forth into Washington and not have to drive in all that traffic, because that's the one thing that has kind of been putting me off from going to Washington is that I really didn't want to fight that traffic every day on my own in the car. So that is one option. My second option is to just fly into Washington, um, stay in Washington, and do all the touristy things, and just use their public transportation to get around, and then just fly out. I can also visit my friend Curtis at that point. Um, so those are two separate options for the same trip. The trip that I'm really, really excited and want to do is um, to go to Chicago and get on the California Zephyr train, which is through Amtrak, and travel to San Francisco. Some of the research that I've done is that everyone says the same thing, that it's beautiful country, and you get to see part of the country that there are no roads, and there are, it's just the train that goes through there, and that it is absolutely beautiful country, beautiful scenery. And that is pulling at me the most, I think. And along with that is, if I can't do anything but that trip at one time, that's what I would love to do. If I can find room and can afford to do an even larger train ride, I would like to do the ride from Chicago to San Francisco, and then take the Starlight Coast or the Coastal Starlight. I'm not sure the exact name for the ride, from there up the coast, the west coast to Seattle, and then take the Empire Builder from Seattle back to Chicago and fly home. That would be ideal. But the way I would like to do that travel is to be in Chicago for a day or two and see some of the sights there. Take the train to San Francisco. There are things that I would love to see there, like Alcatraz and some of the other iconic places in San Francisco. See the Golden Gate Bridge. There's so many things I would like to do there. Fisherman's Wharf, that kind of thing. And spend a couple of days there, and then take the train up the coast to Seattle. And I would love to see a couple of days in Seattle where I can travel around that. I think that would be so much fun. And then when I get back to Chicago, I can fly home because I would have already seen Chicago. And in my mind, I'm thinking with the length of the trains, one is like 3 days, one is like 1.5, 2 days. The other one is about 3 days coming back. So total time there is a week, and then to be able to tack on a couple of days at each end, I would really need 2 weeks. And that is if I can get everything to line up where I can spend time in that area and then catch the train to the next one, and then spend time and catch the train to the next one. These areas tend to have a train coming in the stations like every 2 to 3 days, and I think it's just going to be a matter of timing, and that's going to take a lot of work on my part to sit down and kind of plan that trip out. And that's why I said if I can only do the Chicago to San Francisco, that's okay, because I can always do a different route and see the other. And then if I could have my trip of a lifetime, I think I would love to fly out to Australia and spend a week there, and then fly over to New Zealand, spend a week there, and then come home. If I could spend a month in that area, I would love to be able to break that trip up flying, so that guys, I'm getting old. And so I think I would love to fly out to Hawaii, spend a couple of days there, and break up that flight, because that's a long flight, and then fly into Australia, and then spend a week, maybe even a week and a half there, then fly over to New Zealand and spend some time there, and then possibly looking at a different way of flying back, or flying back to Hawaii for a couple of days and then flying home. I just don't think that I want to spend the 20 plus hours in the air that it's going to take to get there, because circulation issues and that kind of thing, and I'm just too old for that. So that would be my dream vacation if I could work that into the budget. I know that's not going to happen before the end of the year, but maybe in the spring of next year. Another trip that I would really, really, really love to do, and that would all depend on when Canada opens up, is I would like to fly up to if and when Canada opens back up, if I could work a trip to Prince Edward Island, PEI, I would love to go up and spend some time there. So I have several options. Some of the options are really going to depend on areas opening up after COVID. So guys, as soon as I make a decision on where I'm going and when I'm going, I will certainly let you guys know. Hopefully, I'm going to practice my vlogging, and hopefully I can take some videos of where I'm at and what I'm doing, and I can share that adventure with you guys. So my next adventure, who knows? I have some possibilities, and those are the things that I'm looking at right now. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, bye-bye.